So guys, how are you? It's the Market Sniper and we are talking cars. That's it. Who doesn't like a car? We like cars. So the big short, that is the hype train, new US, new era, new world automotive industry that is in America versus the traditional European automakers. My particular favorite right here, you guessed it, don't sell your kidneys. It's the BMW. Mr. Beam. Yep, so we see Mr. Beam going for 116 euros later on. You've missed a fair amount of the move. It's available at 90 euros. You could have maybe been getting in at 81. Of course, if you were at the premium membership, go to themarketsniper.com. We aren't always finding the setups as they break. We find them up sometimes once they're already moving. But you will get in before the maddening crowd. So this is a great example where you could potentially be in cars and you could be long a particular automatic maker such as BMW, and you could be short, for example, any of the hype train cars that could lose an immense amount in the event of a demand-killing event, interest rates being tightened too far, etc., etc. An example of that that's having a little bit of a January feast gap up today. Note that occurs invariably after making its head and shoulder target, which it has done. Tesla head and shoulder target made. But I would expect after maybe a possible rally further downside to ensue. So a lot of juice was made on the Tesla short, down during this period over here. And I expect that if we get our demand destroying event, that there could be further to come. Don't forget there's an earnings outcome waiting for. Yes, they estimate 1.192 on 25.16 revenue. Do the lefties still love Mr. Truth Twitter files? Elongated muskiness wants to put a chip in your brain, is not your friend. You get it. Anyway, we'll find out. The other hype trains that are very much in the realm for the US is RIVN. You can see how RIVN is performed. I actually think they'll make a nice product in the end, but that's down. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say it's short right here, but a lot to do. Very formative. If we get a demand-killing event, if we get stock market down, more rate hikes, a lot of pain. The very speculative new young fledgling automakers, high cost of manufacture, will be potentially in deep trouble and could still fall further. Then there's Lucid Group, down as well. You're looking at it on the daily. It's been down now. You're getting again, it's tiny pop today. Don't be too fooled by that. Also will have some earnings to come into the game. Wasn't that well loved for its last effort at earnings. Downside surprise on actual earnings and a downside surprise on actual revenue. So that's Lucid Group. So we're running the gauntlet of actual new wave autos. We do in fact also have Ford and GM here. So this was actually by market cap size that they're going down. So some of you will be familiar with Polaris. I think they're the ones that actually just had one of their models smash the Tesla plane. I say smash, beat it over a certain speed and run recently in terms of the bragging rights of being the quickest. Again, not so bad as the others, finding a bit of support on a funnel that has existed. So eventually getting to the point where it might start maybe to base out, but when you compare it to in respect of or relative to, let me rather say, the BMW setup, you don't want to necessarily be holding that bag in a downturn. And that's my overall feeling. So the hype train US autos are still potential shorts. I would still say elongated muskiness after into the earnings could be a possible, but that's a little bit of a gamble. You've just made a head and shoulders target. It could get a bit of a rally maybe. Maybe people say, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. He's fudged the numbers. We know he's lying, but hey, what the hell. Some of you might know of Fisker, again, low down, and then Nikola, that's right, they were supposed to do the trucks and be doing all the different things, but it seems they're doing a lot of partnership agreements with other brands. So I don't know quite what you're going to get, and I don't even know if it'll actually survive, but they're probably going to go the automated big commercials route if we're to understand. Go check their website for more information. But the other one jumping on the Nikola Tesla name, so they went for the Christian name, and we'll see. But overall, this BMW chart looks far better. What about the traditional automakers? I don't think it's as chronic as the hype train battery crowd, which are looking and have had a difficult time, but you're not going to be overly impressed with Ford's performance. And again, down, and just a little tick today. And also, just if you have a look at the monthly, my goodness, this is an equity that's just trading in a range. Don't forget there's inflation out there, guys. If you're, if you were a long-term holder, you're sitting at $1 on this guy. I mean, it's just not spectacular at all, is it? I don't think as an automotive maker, it's really going that far. And it's been as high as 29, 20, and then it seems to sell off right down to 62 cents. It's on the low side of these and set a couple of marginally high highs. Technically, this is not an interesting chart. Why would you want to own this car, right? The car maker's stock right now? Not for me. And then GM. Well, GM, a little bit of an interesting structure developing here. Whilst it is currently heading up, there's also scope for it to be potentially a little bit of a squeezy across there. So we'll see how high it goes, comes down there. You could find yourself in that demand destroying event taking a proper wash to the downside. So BMW, good. Ford, GM, Tesla, dull. Tesla, dull. And all the new things possibly in deep trouble if interest rates continue, if we dip into a full-blown demand destroying event. So you can have interest rates and a semi-hard landing, but you could also have the extreme event of, the bank hacks, Klaus, then that would be very destructive, particularly for the lightweights in this space. No one's going to take chances on the small niche brands. If they've got to make a forced car purchase, and most purchases of vehicles are pretty discretionary, can be put off for a while, unless there's an absolute emergency, or second-hand vehicles can be procured as well. So that's pretty much how the lie of the land is. BMW, good. By the way, let's run the roost on one or two others. Porsche, let's just show you Porsche. It's got a shorter history, and also looking not too bad. Type 3 rising wedge, so you can see German automotives generally probably looking quite cheap. So that is Porsche AG, VZ, etc. on the exchange there. VW also getting a bit of a bid at the moment, but it isn't as technically interesting. You can see that they've had a little bit of a off since the giddy heights of March 21. So they have come off, but it does look like it's basing. So BMW again, still the star. Mercedes-Benz near highs, had a little bit of a nice upside pop there, but BM again remains the one not to sell your kidneys. That's right. So BMW versus the hype train US cars is your long short on automotives. According to us, that is our trend call. And any downside, we'll see BMW, whilst it would go down, percentage wise go down far less than the more speculative and smaller type. So insured from the downside. Remember, this is not a trade recommendation. This is us discussing ideas. Utilizing HVF method, you could find out more about these ideas and how to do this for yourself by hitting themarketsniper.com and booking a call. More importantly, if you're a free follower and you're not ready yet, hit the like button and give us a share. We're sharing trade ideas with technical analysis here for you to enjoy on the Market Sniper channel. Thanks so much for watching, and catch you again later. Bye.